them. And that's going to be 2/3 of blacks and Latinos with them. They're going to die.
Yes, sir. Wow. In the Book of Clarence, you talked about it earlier as well. I love that film, thought-provoking. But like what you said, it made a lot of people very uncomfortable. In that film, that a lot of people missed was white Jesus coming to form.
Yes.
Can you please break down, how did this image that we know today as Jesus, if you type in Jesus on Google, it's always going to be a white man.
Yes.
Not once will you see a black man. It's
Correct.
always going to be white. How did this come to be, Bishop?
Matthew 24, 4. Let's start with Christ. Christ
Right.
warned us. You know, around 1973, Ebony Magazine put on the cover a black Jesus.
Yep.
The black Christian church threatened them. Said, if you don't take this down, we will unsubscribe.
Yeah.
You'll have no business. That's your black church. They're the same yesterday and today. Read that for me.
Matthew chapter 24 and verse 4. And Jesus answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
Now, in the church, they'll break that down and say, Jim Jones did that in Guyana. But Christ said many would come in my name. Who's the many? Jim Jones is one dude.
Right.
Whoever you name it, you can name them on two hands.
Yeah.
Many is Rome, Spain, Portugal, the Dutch, and the English. When it came, enslaved, and colonized. All those nations that conquered us, they gave us that false image. They forced that image on us. And now it has become a generational curse to us because it's in all our minds. We'll be on the street teaching, and black people try to be so slick, so cunning. I'm going to give you an example. We'll point to the white Jesus, say, who's that? And they know what the Israelites teach. They go, I don't know. I don't know who that white man is. They'll have a child and say, hey, baby girl, who's that?
Tell the truth.
She'll say, Jesus. I said, where you learn that from? Mommy, daddy. Say, you mothers,
From the mouth of babes.
you bunch of liars. Yeah. That's why I say black men and black women hate the Bible. 9 out of 10 of them hate God. This is why they must die here. Give me that, Revelation 13, verse 14.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth.
Read the verse above it.
Yes, sir. Verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven.
The fire that came down from heaven was 1945. Hiroshima, Nagasaki, that was the first time in this civilization they saw fire from heaven. Because it destroyed 2 cities. It murdered millions of people. Go ahead.
So that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles.
That was called a miracle. Fire from heaven. They dropped 2 atom bombs. That was called a miracle at that time. Go ahead.
Which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
In the sight of Europe. That's talking about Europe there. Go ahead.
Saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast.
In 1945, when you look up head of Christ, Solomon, head of Christ, it tells you that white image of Jesus became so famous. They gave it to all the army enlisters, all the army men, the veterans. They gave it to everybody. And it was popularized. Go ahead.
That they should make an image to the beast.
That's that white image of Jesus.
Which had the wound by a sword and did live.
Because that image came from Rome. Rome fell, then came back during the Renaissance.
And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
So that white image of the beast, which is white Jesus, they don't say that that's actually Caesar Borgias, because that's really who it is. Right. They say that's Jesus. Go ahead. That's the life that gave it.
Unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak.
That image speaks on TV, Hollywood, just like in the Book of Clarence, where you see white Jesus talking. That's an example. Go ahead.
And cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
They used to kill us if we didn't worship that. They threaten us now, say, if you don't worship that image, you're going to hell. That's what they do. So this is what the Bible is prophesying about. And all churches are complicit in fulfilling that. It's crazy. Book of Clarence, back to that.
Yes.
They were so mad that they portrayed a black Jesus. Yeah. When give me that Revelation 1. He's described. His description is in the Bible. Yeah. And people go, oh my God, read that for us.
Revelation chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
Jump to verse 14.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So the hair in his head was white like wool. Wool is a texture. It's Afro hair. Go ahead.
as white as snow,
Fully white.
and his eyes were as a flame of fire,
That goes with Genesis 49:12. He drank wine in moderation. But go ahead.
and his feet
Now he looks at Christ's feet.
like unto fine brass.
Remember, he wore sandals. He said, I'm looking at the man's feet. His feet look like fine brass.
as if they burned in a furnace.
If you burn anything in the furnace, you could burn white rice in the furnace. What color does it get?
Black.
Black.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And his voice as the sound of many waters.
He spoke loud. So the Bible described Jesus as a black man with afro hair. Oh, you mean the church never read that? They read it. They go, oh, we're not going to teach that. Let's give them this painting that Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci did back in 1400s. Give them that. That's what they did to us.
Yes, sir. That's heavy. 2024, Bishop, it's been one heck of a year. A lot has been getting exposed from the start to the finish. Why do you think all of this is unfolding now, where Puffy, that's getting exposed, this scandal, that scandal, TD Jakes? Why is all of this happening right now?
Well, black people look up to these quote unquote black leaders.
Right.
The white man, well, I believe the Lord is using the white man to do this, to destroy every black leader that we look up to show the immorality. Now, I'm not saying white people don't do it. They're worse, but they're not going to show their filth. They'll show. Oh, and by the way, I believe Jeffrey Epstein is still alive.
Yeah.
They never show a funeral.
Yeah.
They never show none of that.
Very strange.
Right.
Yeah.
But the black legacy of Bill Cosby, he tried to uplift black people.
Right.
They said and he tried to buy NBC.
Yep.
They said we
Murder.
must destroy this
Yep.
Negro
Yep.
because he tried twice.
Yep.
So now they humiliated him in the media. Now we look up to people like a Puffy. They said we got to humiliate. He's a billionaire. We got to humiliate him. Humiliate Kanye. Show the filth. And all P. Diddy parties, they said over 38 black ministers have been at those parties. Not just TD Jakes.
About next. Yeah.
Not just TD Jakes.
Yes, it's more.
All your famous black preachers go to those parties and get power banged. You keep I'm telling you, they're living a double life.
Yeah.
So they're destroying the black leaders. What's in our mind as leaders?
Right.
They're being humiliated. Even what's the mayor's name? I believe it's Illinois. A female.
Lori Lightfoot. She was the former mayor.
Yeah, her embarrass her.
Yeah.
There's a few.
Eric Adams right now.
Eric Adams in New York.
Yeah, I forgot about Eric Adams.
Yes, and I used to work with that guy.
Wow.
Back in New York, he was a lieutenant.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of there's a black district attorney.
Bonnie Willis.
Her.
You're in Atlanta? Yeah.
They're embarrassing a lot of these people.
Yeah.
And showing the filth and evil that they do. And here's the thing
that.
with Eric Adams. He became mayor. You know, when you become mayor, they give you a circle of handlers to tell you what to do and what not to do.
Right.
So what they're accusing him of now, you mean he didn't have people around him? They say, oh, he took bribes. And everybody does that.
Yeah.
When, what's the white, David? No, not David. Bloomberg. Mike Bloomberg. He was a so-called Jewish man.
Yeah.
When he became mayor of New York, I was there. He said, you don't got to pay me. Just give me $1. Why? And people go, why would he only take $1?
Not trying to get tied up.
Right, because when you are mayor, you come to my city, you want to film a movie or you want a business contract, you have to pay me X amount of money. And if there's a bid, whoever the highest bidder is under the table, you get the contract.
Yep.
That's how it works. So you mean Eric Adams, the same thing was Eric Adams. He did what all the white politicians do, but they said we're going to expose him. That's what they do to us. That's what they do. I remember I hear some black leaders say we need to go to Congress and pay these people under the table so we can get our way. It's going to go bad for us.
Yeah.
It's going to go bad for us, I'm telling you.
Peace, family. If you're a content creator and you rely on AdSense or brand deals for money, you're letting everyone sell something to your audience but you. You should be selling your content directly to your followers using Peep. YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok all make it hard for you to monetize. They tell you what they're going to pay you for your content and then delay paying you altogether. With Peep, you determine what your content is worth and when you get paid. You can upload pictures, videos, PDFs, even audio files. Just set your price, share it to your followers on any platform, and watch the money roll in. If you're a YouTuber, podcaster, model, artist, if you're a human posting on the internet, I'm telling you, you can use Peep. Just click the link in the description to get started. Now let's get back to the show.
Like Israel, AIPAC, and that's a foreign state. They're not even a part of NATO, but they're allowed to get away with. You got a Democrat, Republican. They pay each of them, give me a number,
Billion.
$1 billion, whatever. Whoever wins, they win.
That's right.
Because now their man or their woman they win regardless.
Yeah.
And they can set up their policies. That's what they do. They play both sides. And certain people, I see certain people, white people, they know this. Certain black people like Tanashi, what's the name? The one that wrote the book. Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Yes,
he
sir,
knows
the
that.
author. Yeah.
And they trying to embarrass the brother. He wrote that book, The Message.
Yes, sir. That's
Yes.
right. That's correct.
He's fully aware of what's going on. You know, and it's crazy. And we see this thing. Give me the Isaiah 59. We act like we have no eyes. Isaiah 59 around 9.
Wow.
We act like we're blind. We don't see this stuff. We turn a blind eye to it.
Isaiah chapter 59, verse.
Where's the part about no eyes? Yeah, go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 59, verse. No, sorry, 9.
Go ahead.
Verse 9. Therefore is judgment far from us.
We have never seen true judgment in America. Go ahead.
Neither doeth justice overtake us.
We've never seen justice. Like, pause that. Rasheen Carter. His head was cut off.
Yeah.
They said, well, animals did that. That's a lie.
Yeah.
A clean cut. They got something called a man's dying declaration or whatever your last communication. On the police department, I know how New York works. Whatever the man or woman who's dying, whatever their last words are, take that to court. Rasheen Carter's last words were, if anything happens to me, he gave a list of the people he was working for. He said, they did this. Now they say, oh, you can't use that in court. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? That's in your court system. You can use that. No. Showing you how, even what's the other, Kendrick Johnson.
Yeah, here in Georgia.
Here in Georgia, murdered years ago. We just did
Press conference.
a press conference for him with his family. Sad thing.
Yeah.
And the white people's family, who was the FBI agent.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Shut it off. We've never seen justice. Read it again.
Therefore is judgment far from us. Neither doeth justice overtake us. We wait for light, but behold obscurity.
We wait for light, but behold obscurity. The justice system gets obscured when it comes to black people. Go ahead.
For brightness, but we walk in darkness.
We wait for brightness, but we walk in darkness. Go ahead.
We grope for the wall like the blind.
We grope around like blind people. We want somebody to support us. Are the Democrats going to support us? Republicans? The black church? That's the wall. We walk around. Read that part again.
We grope for the wall like the blind. And we grope as if we had no eyes.
We act like we got no eyeballs. We got eyes. But the eyes we don't have is the spiritual eye. Go ahead.
We stumble at noonday as in the night.
Go ahead.
We are in desolate places as dead men.
We're like the walking dead. The Bible says we're like the walking dead because we see the injustice. We see it, but we'll forget about it. They said black people forget about it. Give them a couple of weeks, they'll forget about it. Kendrick Johnson's father said when his son was killed, there was people in the gym that saw what happened.
Yeah.
They're all complicit in not speaking. He says him and his wife will go to, the last press conference. He said the FBI sent pictures and notices to his wife saying, you know, your husband was involved in another relationship to destroy the family.
J. Edgar Hoover used to
The same type of thing. COINTELPRO.
Yeah.
He said when him and his wife go to a restaurant, you know, the door opens, you hear the bell, bing, bong.
Right.
People look up, they see it's done. All the black people look down. Like they don't see
They
nothing.
don't want to cause any trouble.
They don't rouse up the good Negroes here.
Wow.
You can't make this stuff up. So things are still the same. As much as change remains the same.
For sure. To your point, Bishop, South Georgia is a whole different beast, right? Anytime if you drive south in Georgia, you start seeing Confederate flags. Valdosta, where Kendrick and his family, where they were, notorious for lynchings, all of that. Marcellus Williams, I believe, was his name in Missouri, if I'm not mistaken, sentenced to death. This was probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Everybody's talking about it when it's leading up, but now you don't even hear about his name anymore.
Right.
Our people, how can we always just stay on it and vigilant? And I always get distracted with social media or what's going on with the latest Monday Night Football game or politics all the time. How can we try our best to stay focused during a time of where you got a distraction left and right every single day, all day?
Give me Isaiah 34:16.
Yes, sir.
This is how you keep focused. And this is what black people don't want to do. They getting distracted with baby oil. Sean P. Diddy had he had over 1,000 bottles of baby oil. So what? The hell is this? You got KY gel in your house. I don't give a damn about baby oil. Read that.
Isaiah chapter 34, verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
That's what we don't want to do.
Right.
Go ahead.
No one of these shall fail.
None of the prophecies in this Bible shall ever fail. Go ahead.
None shall want her mate.
You cannot mate this with the Quran or the Gilgamesh epics or the Egyptian Book of the Dead. You can't mix this. Go ahead.
For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them.
God's mouth commanded this book. God's mouth gathered the words together. Go ahead.
And he hath cast the lot for them.
For the prophets.
And his hand hath divided it unto them by line.
That's why some prophets got more writings than others. But the point is, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. That will keep you focused. We tend to, like, I'll give you an example. A couple of the sisters that I know are, what is it called when you take care of somebody's child? A maid, like a maid?
Maid. Caregiver, maid.
Caregiver. The white people say, only allow my child to watch.
Nanny, I'm sorry.
Nanny. Thank you.
Nanny, yes, sir.
See, I never had one, so I don't know about this stuff.
I get it.
Say, only allow my child 1 hour of television.
Wow.
Other than that, they must read books. Black people will give them 20 hours
Video
of television
games.
and video games.
Yeah.
And our kids, now I hate to say it, grow up the most illiterate, non-caring. They don't give a damn about nothing. And although it's out there, we are at fault as parents. We do that to them. You have to set the rules in the house. No, you're not watching that. You're not going to do that. And if they get mad when they leave, get out. Have more kids. To hell with them. That's how you got to be. I remember one sister, she had a daughter. The daughter she's on social media meeting dudes. Mm-hmm. And the daughter says, Mom, I don't like keeping God's commandments. I want to be free. I want to do me. So the mother tells me, and I say, let her go. I said, it's going to hurt you in the end if you try to hold on to her. I'm going to hold on to her. I said, okay. The daughter goes to school and says, my mama beat me. Oh, police comes and locks mama up. Wow. And mama never beat her. It was a lie. But that's what the daughter figured. In order for me to get out of this and get this dude over here to have sex with, I got to lie to my mama. Now mama in jail for something she did not do. And that's one of so many examples I have of children out of control who are manipulated mentally and spiritually by social media, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, the things on TV. And it's done on purpose, like on a Breakfast Club. What's the Cohen? What's his name?
Oh,
he's the head.
Cohen.
What's his name?
Andy Cohen.
Yes.
Or Leo Cohen. Yeah.
Leo Cohen.
I
Thank
was
you.
thinking about
Charlemagne.
Bravo. Yeah.
He get on my nerves too. By the way,
You don't like Charlemagne too much.
I don't like him too much only because I know his bosses are Jewish.
Yeah, at the Breakfast Club.
He has to do what they say. I understand that, Charlemagne. So, but still, because we met him several times.
Wow.
Made appointments to come on the show. And his bosses said, it's too hot. They talking about we're dead Israelites. But who went on? ADL, what's the little devil's name?
I forgot his name.
Jonathan Greenback went on the show multiple times.
Yeah.
Trying to get the black narrative on his side.
Right.
But back to Cohen. Charlemagne said to him, if you know black music is destroying black people with drugs and murder, why promote it? He pauses, then he stutters and go, I got a family, we got to eat.
I got a family to feed.
Yeah, I got a family to feed. You can't make this stuff up. They have think tanks. White people have. Give me Psalm 64 too. They have what's coming to tell you black people a secret. They have think tanks where you get the smartest, brightest, wisest people who graduate from Yale, Harvard, Oxford, and they sit them down and figure out how to keep the black dollar flowing in their communities and keep black people down. And one of the ways was music, the entertainment world. Sell to them drill music, sell to them twerking and all of that. They'll buy. And white people get paid. You have, what's that, Bobby Shmurda. Dancing on the table. Now, these are supposed to be gangbangers.
To get signed.
Bad boys.
Yeah.
Dancing on the table. All of that. I'm like, what the, this is supposed to be a killer boy. Right. A bad boy for life. And what do you see? Girl, Meek Mills. It's like, what the hell's going on here? For that almighty dollar, they can manipulate people. Cardi B, Megan, they're all the same. There's a book written by, it's called The Black Bourgeoisie.
Yeah.
Forgot to author the book, but it talks about how white society chose the lowest of black people and set them up as leaders in the black community. And that was way back written around the 50s, but the same thing's done today. You think these are high class black people? You pull back that curtain and see what they do. These are low level blacks, immoral black people. All of them. Y'all my people, I love you. I just got to keep it real.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying we all don't do anything. We got things, but we gotta change. We gotta repent, fix our lives. Read that.
Psalms chapter 64 and verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
See that? There are secret counsels that wicked people have against our people, the Israelites. Go ahead.
From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Was that it?
Who whet their tongue like a sword.
Who wet their tongue like, meaning they use words. The media is always against black people. If something bad happens to me or you, they look for any dirt on you. We are the victims.
Yeah.
Oh, he was a drug dealer. Oh, he did this, he did
had
that.
weed in his
He had a little weed in his pocket. He ain't no damn good. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Read that
Yeah,
again.
you're right.
Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words.
They use bitter words against us. And we be the victims.
Right.
9 out of 10 times. We are the victims. That's crazy. But see how the Bible just brings things to light?
Yes, sir.
And our people, every man, every woman must learn this book before destruction comes. That's the only way it's going to help us. That's the only thing that's going to save. Give me Zechariah 13 and 8. Because I said a lot of people are going to die here. And I'm not saying that because you hate your people. No, I love my people. But I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to tell you the truth. Zechariah chapter 13, where the Bible predicts the amount that's going to die.
Zechariah chapter 13 verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, singular, it's talking about Babylon the Great, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die.
2 parts of us shall be cut off and die.
But the third shall be left therein.
So that's only 1 out of 3 black people is going to survive here. 2, every 3 black people, 2 must die, God says, because 2 is no damn good. They will not change. They will twerk. They will lie. They will use drugs. They will stay in strip clubs. They will worship white Jesus. They don't give a damn. Watch this. Go, was that it?
Yes, sir.
Give me the one in the New Testament. Because you may say, you always read from the Old Testament. I'm going to show the same thing in the New Testament. 2 Thessalonians 3:10.
2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and
10.
we're working on it.
2:10, I'm sorry.
Yes,
2:10,
sir.
I apologize.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 10. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness.
And with all deceivableness. Let's break that word. Deceivableness breaks down to deceit. With all deceit of unrighteousness.
In them that perish.
In them that's destined to die.
Because they receive not the love of the truth.
I don't want to hear nothing about no black Jesus. I don't want to hear we're the Israelites. I don't want to hear we need to keep the commandments. I don't want to hear that.
That they might be saved.
That you might be saved.
And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion.
The delusions we suffer from, I believe in politics. I believe in these false religions and feeling good sexually.
That they should believe a lie.
They believe lies.
That they all might be damned.
That they, oh what? Read that again.
That they all might be damned, who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness.
That's what Zechariah was talking about. 2/3 got to go. We love wickedness more than righteousness.